Hey guys, I'm doing something a little different today. So, today I am combining a couple things and a couple ideas that I've been milling around with for a little while. And today, I'm presenting that to you. Today is going to be the Wiffle Week in Review. These are going to be divided into three separate things. This is going to be talking about MLW last week, predictions for tomorrow's game, and then also I'm going to spend some time and talk about a league or some players that I'm really interested in right now in terms of Wiffle. So if you are ever interested in being a part of that segment, you can email me at nickin0@gmail.com or just let me know in the comments. Let me know who you want to see, things like that. But of course, we're going to have to talk about this game this past weekend in which the Eagles played the Mallards. And it was a pretty electric series. If you didn't watch it, I'll give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So the Mallards won in amazing fashion, 2-1. Honestly, probably should have won 3-0 in the series, but some heroics from Dallas Allen really shifted the whole momentum of the series, and Eagles were able to pick up that last game. So let's go into the first game. So the first game was a 1-0 win by the Mallards. In the game, Jordan Robles looked really lights out. You know, he's always been practicing. Of course, a few weeks ago, he was in the MAW first kind of prelims and stuff, playing over there. He wasn't pitching, I don't think, but I think he did a lot of batting and also probably pitched at home. And it showed. And he won 1-0. Had some hilarious antics in terms of pitching with quick pitches and waiting and trying to get the batters off balance. Because from what I remember Warda saying on stream, he only has a few pitches. And so he really mixes it up with his timing, being unpredictable, hitting the zone. And I think that really showed in this game. So he tossed a shutout. Tommy lifted the Mallards with a solo home run, and really that was kind of the way that the rest of the series went. He absolutely destroyed it. He did so well. This is only good for the Mallards. And guys, it wasn't just Tommy getting into the mix this series. In the next game, it was just an absolute dominant performance by every single Mallard. It looked like they could go 4 deep, technically even 5 deep this year. Robles went 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs and 3 walks. Tommy went 3. He went 1 for 3. Yeah, Tommy went 1 for 3 with 4 RBIs and 2 walks. Preston Colm went 2 for 4 with an RBI. Brendan Davenport went 1 for 2 with a walk. Caden Irwin didn't hit this well. He was the only one who didn't, but he hit well pretty much in the other games. And, man, it looked super dominant from the Mallards. On the other side, the Eagles started off really hot. I mean, they looked like they really found Robles in the first inning. Robles was able to keep it together into the next inning, but, oh, man, Dan did not look good. And Dallas had to come in and kind of save the game at the end. But man, it was not a good performance at all from the Eagles in the second game, and that can be kind of demoralizing. I mean, Zach Whalen kind of was the only shining moment. He had a home run in that game to really start it off, and Tommy also had a home run. But I kind of was very surprised that the Eagles kind of let that one slip away. But what really surprises me, even with this young team, is that they had the mental fortitude or at least Dallas had the mental fortitude to come back and pitch a 4-inning shutout. Only allowed 2 hits in the entire game, and one was Tommy and one was the Colm, and they didn't really amount to anything. Struck out Davenport and Colm 3 times, Tommy twice. And Robles once on a way to a fantastic victory. Caden Irwin, though, let's not take away anything from him. Only 1 hit, and it was a Dallas Allen walk-off. And, man, I couldn't believe it. Caden really improved this past year. I think he's getting into it. He's getting used to it, and I don't think that should take away just with a loss in that column. He looked really solid. 8 walks is a little much. compared to Dallas's 2 walks, but I really think that is a sign for the future. It's a good sign for the Mallards that they have guys that are going to play as a team, and they're going to play really, really well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the ERA leaders going into. Obviously, only 4 people played, but Caden Earn with a .75 ERA, looking really solid. Jordan Robles, even now, kind of had that crazy first inning. Only a 1.5 ERA, looking really good. Dallas Allen, looking really good, 2.14. That'll come down overall. I think that's just he was in a rough spot, so I'm not really worried about him. Dan with an 18 ERA, though, not looking great. Kind of the leader, looking so good. I didn't really get to mention him much because the Eagles didn't look that great. But Zach Whalen, man. Zach Whalen, I've been talking to other guys about this, but Zach, it seems he's one of the only guys that, you're not talking about the GOATs, but as the competition keeps going, Zach Whalen keeps rising to the occasion. Zach Whalen looked so good. He had a .429 ERA, getting hits left and right, had a homer, 3 RBIs, 4 walks, and, probably getting that walk percentage up, but he looked really good for the Eastern Eagles today. Tommy, Preston, and Jordan all with 3.33 ERAs, looking really good. Dallas with a 300, Dan with a 250, and Beat Easy, also solid, had a great hit. .167 ERA average. Sorry, not ERA. What am I saying? 1.67 average. Looked pretty good. Blade was a little disappointing. I was hoping for more from him. Were the Eastern Eagles really missing Landon? Maybe. I just think they had a slow start coming out. Cleaned it up in Game 3. Definitely rely on really good pitching from Dan and Dallas, and didn't have that today. So they're really going to have to pick it up on offense and find those bats. So, yeah. Going into our next segment, let's talk about what's happening. What is going on this next series? You already know what it is. It is the Wildcats versus the Cobras. So, rumor is that the starting lineups for the Wildcats this year is already known pretty much. It's Nick Saylor, it's Kyle Schultz, it is Jackson Pearson, and Ty Smith getting the nod. I'm sure we will see a lot more Ty this year, especially with the 4-man. So it'll be interesting to see. Will they pick up somebody else? Will somebody else come in? Maybe. But I think that's pretty much their starting 4, and we'll continue to see how that works through. For the Cobes, you got Drew Davis, you got Sean Flynn, you have Brendan Baranowski, and you have Sawyer Bean. Now, rumor is with talking with Drew on the Faith and Mahoney podcast and some other things, Drew is not going to return and be in the role as much as he used to be. He's not retiring from the league, but he is going to have a diminished role from what he used to have. So that means Chris Baranowski is going to be getting a lot more reps throughout the season, and so that's kind of be the Cobras lineup this season, even though Drew is in this first game. Currently, it's looking like a pretty good start to the season. Both these teams are coming off of pretty good years. It is going to be kind of difficult to kind of gauge what's going on. The Wildcats were kind of plagued with inconsistent pitching last year. Of course, Cobras had a lot of amazing pitching outings from both Baranowski and Kyle. Sometimes, the Cobras may get off to a little slow start. They haven't really started well since they won 2-1 against the D-backs. And after that, they didn't have a good season. So it's kind of normal for the Cobras to kind of get their feet going, keep, let this game kind of be a little bit of a warm-up going into the season, and they really turn on the Jets later and make the playoffs sometimes. Wildcats are usually pretty solid. I don't think they usually start really well. They've always been preparing, practicing, watching film, watching tape. So I am expecting a pretty strong Wildcats squad. I know Kyle and Nick are not looking to miss in back-to-back seasons. So I'm thinking the Wildcats are going to come out swinging in Game 1, but I think the Cobras will probably come back and keep it close in Games 2 and 3. I'm thinking it's probably going to be a 2-1. It could go either way, but I'm going to go with the Cobras this time. I think the Cobras are going to be able to really come out charging, and I'm very excited to see how Chris does and how the rest of those guys gel and mesh together. I think it's going to be a really good season for the Cobs. Last thing, our fantastic BAMFs of the week, our League of the Week, our Players of the Week goes to the NAWL guys. And Edward, man, this guy has been a huge supporter of the channel for a long time. And just going through their videos, I mean, it is just an absolute pleasure to watch these guys. You can see here, we got Edward pitching some stuff, and that's a nasty screwball. Got another great riser. I mean, the risers that are able to flip up like that, you can see even professionals that Jordan Robles play with look super good. Another kind of screw drop. So nice. I've been practicing my Wiffle pitches, and I cannot do that well. There's a little screwball banana ball. It's a Kyle Schultz pitch. Looks really solid. Just barely nicking that edge of the zone. Really solid. See over here, I mean, you can just see the overlay. Just keeping those arm slots the same. You can tell these guys have been practicing. And it's really fun to see. On to some more league pitches. You can see him in game. Some highlights over here. You're going to see a lot of screwball pitches. These are fun. 12-6 drop right there, sidearm position. Another little screw. Oh, looks like a slider drop slurve. It's so tough. I mean, if you pitch in one screw and one slurve, it's just going to be a tough pitch to hit for any batter. Sorry, this is Easton Nelms, his mic'd up home run for NAWL. Just absolutely crushes it. Gets the hands to the ball over the fence. Good effort for the guy in right field, but just absolutely beautiful. And something that really I love about this league is you can just tell the camaraderie. You can just tell they have so much fun where they're doing this. And yeah, this is the things that make you fall in love with Wiffle, the things that you really just enjoy seeing. Last thing I want to show is a young guy out here just throwing absolute darts into the side of the zone. Looking really good. 12-6. Beautiful. I cannot throw like that. I wish I could. I'm working on like the screw risers and the screw balls. It's really tough, and these guys make it look super easy. So shout out to them in the comments. Make sure you go watch. Tell them that you were sent from here. And thank you guys for watching. I want to know your predictions in the comments. I want to see how you like this new series. You think this is fun? Kind of combining a few things, a preview show, and kind of letting you all know, like, what are things that I'm watching? What are things that I'm into? If you're interested, again, in being on this, let me know. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.